I was talking to a neighbor of mine who has 9 children. I was asking her, once you've had a lot of children, do your pregnancy symptoms just kind of stay forever? Because that's what I was feeling like. And she looked at me and she's like, no. And so that was my big clue. Hi guys, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my channel, our Tribe of 10. And today I want to talk to you about unusual early pregnancy symptoms. I have tried to film this several times with no background noise, and it is just not going to happen. It's either getting filmed with a little background noise or it's not getting filmed. So hopefully you can hear me above all the rest. I have a sick baby. Hope has not been feeling good. She has a really bad cold. We did not get much sleep last night, but poor thing. She has a little fever. And she's not going far from me today, so she is in the video. I am 11 weeks along with baby number 9. I've also had 4 miscarriages, so this is my 13th pregnancy. They were all early miscarriages, around 6 weeks. But I have some very specific early pregnancy symptoms, and this time I knew I was pregnant a full week before I got a positive pregnancy test. I knew. So the pregnancy was a surprise in that I've never gotten pregnant when I had a tiny baby like this before. Hope is 6 months old. But it was not a surprise to get the positive test because I knew for sure I was pregnant based on my symptoms. So I'm going to tell you what those are. A lot of early pregnancy symptoms are the same as premenstrual symptoms. You can find out all about those anywhere online, and this video will not be about those symptoms. I feel like they're so much the same that it's really hard to decipher which is which, if it's pregnancy or just regular monthly cycle. So these are unusual, and I have noticed with 9 pregnancies, or 13 pregnancies actually, you start realizing that some things are pointing directly to pregnancy. Number 1 is I get really greasy hair. Strange, I know, but I'm sure it's something to do with hormones. I didn't notice this till the last couple pregnancies because I used to wash my hair every about 3 or 4 days at the most, and in the last few years ago I became one of those weirdos that I washed my hair every week to 10 days. I started with stretching to a week, and then after doing that for a while I stretched it to 10 days. It's a slow process that you get to where you have to go, you stretch like 1 more day, leave it for a while, and then you stretch again another day after a while, and your hair adjusts and it's not greasy. And so I normally wash my hair now every 10 days. I have very dry hair, and my hair has never been better since I started this. I actually oil the ends of my hair the first day or 2 after I wash it and style it, and it's good to go for that 10 days. Once in a while, I need some dry shampoo on day 9. That's it. And my hair has never been better. I have very thick hair, and it's worked so much better for me. I actually like my hair now, where I used to not know what to do with it and hate it. When I am in an early pregnancy, my hair is greasy on day 2 at the top. And it's very unusual for me, so it is like a red flag right away. I noticed it with the baby I had before Hope that I miscarried. I noticed it with Hope, and I noticed it with this one right away. And I'm like, why is my hair greasy right away? Dun, dun, dun. It's very obvious. So that tends to last, with Hope, it lasted for about the first trimester, and I'm nearing the end of my first trimester, and my hair is starting to adjust again. I cannot go 10 days. I try to push it as far as I can, but I use a lot of dry shampoo, and it is kind of gross. So yes, greasy hair is an early pregnancy symptom for me. Another one is I get a burning red ears, the top of my ears, either one, the other, or both. In pregnancy, I've noticed for probably the last 6 pregnancies or more, I started figuring out that my ears are burning a lot when I'm pregnant, and it lasts the whole pregnancy. I tried to look it up online, and I did notice that it's a symptom sometimes of menopause or hormonal changes. So I think it's just hormones, and for me, I get red burning ears. So this summer, I was at the dentist's office, and my ear was red, and we had been in Florida for a month, and I thought, well, it was a couple weeks after this. I'm thinking, I shouldn't be having sunburn on my ears, and I only have ever had the symptom when I'm pregnant. So I even asked my son, I'm like, I was at the dentist with him, I said, is my ear red? And he's like, yeah, it's bright red at the top. So I knew this is a red flag for me. Red flag, get it? Haha. So I get burning ears in my pregnancy, and that can go off and on the whole time. They're not burning right now. It's just like a random thing that happens, but it happened a lot in this pregnancy early on, and for sure a full week before I got a positive test. The next thing that I get is something that my mother had and my grandmother had, ironically enough. It is a hip, I want to say hip click. It's not quite a hip click, but my hip gets stuck. My grandma, my mom's mom, said that she always knew she was pregnant when her hip would get stuck when she was making her bed. And I heard this story. My mom said the same thing happened to her. So I heard this story, and so it made me probably pay attention to it. And with my first pregnancy, it happened to me several times very early on in pregnancy. I don't know why. And I have noticed it every single time. So this happened to me. It did not happen to me when I was making the bed, but that's probably because I have a baby sleeping in my bed most mornings, and I haven't been making my bed a lot. But it did happen to me once when I was going up the stairs around a corner. My hip got stuck, and I was like, ooh, yeah, strange, I know. And finally, I have a symptom that was not so unusual. It was unusual for this pregnancy, but I knew for sure what it was. I have breastfed before when getting pregnant, but usually it was 9 for probably 5 of my kids. I was breastfeeding at 9 months and became pregnant, and my milk started drying up immediately. This baby, I was 4 months when I became pregnant with her, and my milk started drying up immediately. So that was another huge red flag. I knew the baby was not happy at the breast. I knew she was not getting what she needed. So I only nurse her about half the day now, or a little less. She gets formula for the rest of it. I had to start supplementing before I even got that positive pregnancy test, I think, maybe just a couple days before. I knew. So those were the 4 symptoms that helped me know that I was pregnant a whole week before I got a positive test. So anyway, I would love to hear, do you have any unusual pregnancy symptoms or things that make you know, I'm pregnant right away? Every body is different, every person is different, and what is your clue? Or do you have ones that you know your mom or your grandma had, any symptoms like that? So thanks for listening, guys, to me ramble on. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.